healing. Very powerful ones. And that's what we want to see come alive in here. We want to see whether it's, I've learned how to preach, more or less. You haven't thrown me out. And you know, Dave gets up and does his thing. And Don's sitting back there soaking and doing his thing. When he speaks, get ready. You know, and all of you, when you speak, you're learning stuff. You blow the shofar wonderfully. You know. And like your flags and stuff, that's tremendous in here. I mean, you grab the things, you feel the power and presence.
Yeah.
You know, and Lanny and his stuff, and whatever, and you get more people in here doing their thing, but there are gifts of healing. And Kim and I had quite a conversation going out the door this morning trying to get her to work, because I said, you don't understand, they just call her dead. The Bible says it's good to heal. And I said, you know what? I pulled Benny Hinn up, because I've actually been to one of the trees. And I said, wow, when you walked in that room, you felt the presence of God. He didn't have to touch you. He didn't have to look at you. He didn't have to know nothing about you. But it was like jumping in a swimming pool. The same thing. When you walked in, the presence of God was there because of the gifting, the calling, the talent that was put on the man. Okay? And so today, both those people who we call were dead, sitting in their churches at young ages. All right, we don't know, I grant that, what the day and the hour is for some people. But I've seen this stuff. I've seen powerful gifts of healing. And today's pretty much church doesn't take advantage of it, doesn't do anything, and it's not well spoken of. There are places, but I'm going to tell you here in this area, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. I told Kim, I said, if I was falling over dead of cancer, I'd be hunting down Benny Hinn. Wherever his crusade is, I'd spend my last time to get there. And this is how Wendell thinks. I'm not saying the scripture, I'm throwing this out, we're going to chew on a bone. Because this morning, that's where Kim and I was at. I said, do you understand they fall over dead? But what if? What if? Who was it? Jonathan, I believe it was, said to David. I think if Jonathan said to David, the Lord can save, whether it be by many or by few. What if? Let's go do this, for the Lord can save. And if you get in the Old Testament, you're going to find that quite often people went to the prophets. They went to Elijah, they went to Elisha, they went to Samuel. And who knows who else. And I was thinking today, these people are sitting in churches. If I had something going on, I'd be beating feet somewhere. What if? Perhaps the Lord will be merciful today. Maybe He'll be gracious. And I'll be straight up. I've seen Benny Hinn, tremendous deal, but I don't totally agree with him. There was a time in my life I did. Now it's not my job. I just disagree with him. However, if I had those issues and I was about to fall over dead or had something going on, I'd be beating feet. I'd be spending every dime. I'd be hitching every ride. I'd do something besides sit here in a pew and fall over dead. And let people who are not anointed pray for you. Yes, the book says. But the book would, I'm going to say this is controversial. Get the elders up front and pray. And guess what? Most elders today aren't much for elders. They can't hardly tie their shoes, let alone know the will of God. And that's American churchdom. I'm not talking here. Pastor Jason's got something going, and I appreciate it. And this house is coming up hot here on Sunday mornings. Holy cow, this place is coming up hot. It's amazing what goes on in here.
6 people gave their hearts to the Lord last Sunday. In a group of 30 of us.
And Jason preached. Don was there, Dave was there. In Sunday school, I spouted off and I said, you know, this sinner's prayer, I don't like how they present it. And I started talking about get down with Jesus, follow Jesus. You two heard it, and then that was in there. And then it walked out here for the altar call. Wow. And that's the level that Pastor Jason challenged those people on.
Oh, beautiful. Wow.
I'm like, yes!
Oh, wow.
Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen him give altar calls before, but he picked that up and ran with it.
Wow.
That man can hear.
Yeah.
He's an awesome man. He's an awesome man of God.
And he's willing to accept the fact that he's got more to learn
Yes.
and
Yeah.
implement what he's learning.
Yeah, I was just spouting off in Sunday school. They asked, how's your week? I said, well, this is what I learned. I feel I've been lied to by American church. I want to slap them. I've been lied to. But
We'll just do away with all the religion.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Kim and I was discussing that. And so many places, they don't even talk about healing. They don't teach healing. People are aware of Benny Hinn. You know, there was Catherine Kuhlman.
Yeah.
There was A.A. Allen with the healing room.
Mhm.
And he actually took and laid a tarp or something down the aisleway. And when they prayed, when him and his team or whoever it was prayed for people, weird stuff fell off them on the floor. Where's that today? And they'd roll up the tarp and take it out and put it in the garbage.
My friend Frances was at A. Allen, and she's met a lot of people in the 90s. Fabulous person.
When I was a kid down in Clowns Falls, 12 years old, I listened to KEX radio, AM out of Portland. I had to go outside to get it. I'm standing out there freezing in the snow, but I was listening at 12 years old to Catherine Kuhlman on the radio. Did I understand a lot of it? No. But was I there? Yeah. And now I realize what I was listening to, and that was cool. But I didn't know what was drawing me. But that was it, something. And that's where Benny Hinn come up out of,
Yes, he
with
did.
Catherine Kuhlman.
Yeah, Sid Roth was funny.
And so there's a lot, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know how to explain this. I just go off on weird thoughts, okay? But I know that God is cooking something, and I know He's cooking something with House of My People. We are learning at such a tremendous, deep pace. It's scary. You're like, holy cow, God. And you just start seeing all this wonderful stuff. And then all of a sudden, and Kim challenged me. She says, well, where are you at? How come you ain't laying hands on people? And I said, well, it's seasons. And I think right now, because I prayed for people, and God has moved. But I think right now, in my personal life, I'm going to start doing stuff, and it's going to start being, and it's not just about me, it's about everybody in the room. I see us as moving into a season of evangelism. And in that, we'll open doors to healing and all sorts of crazy stuff. And, I mean, and that's what we were talking about today, that in today's modern churchdom, so many people fall over dead. They're not aware, they don't understand, it hasn't been made known, I don't know. The culture, I don't know. It seems like there's a boatload of reasons why people fall over dead versus, I mean, I'd spend every dime I had to get somewhere. I'd jump a train, whatever you're capable of doing if healing's there. Because what I described to Kim this morning was the pool of Bethesda. Why was people there? Because an angel, is that right? That's the right pool? Would stir the water, and they camped there. First one in got healed. And that's what I tried to describe to Kim this morning, how my experience at Benny Hinn was. When you walked into the Portland Memorial Coliseum, it was packed. But at 23 rows up, I felt the presence of God as I never knew. And it wasn't the devil. Well, the devil is, oh, bull, get out of that mindset. It's a bunch of trash. More garbage we've been sold. The devil's more powerful than God, and everybody shouts that. Get out of here. Go away. Just get. But I felt the presence of God, and I knew who I was with. You were at that, and maybe some of you others have been at some of these things. And I'm just trying to say, it was just a weird conversation this morning, and I'm like, why? And I think, it's these weird thoughts that we process, whether it be you meeting somebody at the gym or who knows what, but I think God's moving that way.
We're learning the book.
Yeah, we're learning the book. But I think God's moving that way, and people, we're going to have opportunities to pray for people. We're going to see healings. We're going to see all kinds of stuff that have fallen over dead.
Like the beggar on the video.
Yeah. But it just a strange thought came to me this morning that I'm tired of seeing people fall over dead. I mean, there's people right here in Roseburg in churches that had cancer and 50 years old. You're like, really? I don't know. I want to see that change. And so it challenges my heart. And I'm going to say it this way. What can I do better? What thoughts might I need to think differently? What doors do I need to open and or close in my own life? Is there something keeping me from that, or is it just not the season? Because I actually God has used me in healing before to grab hold of people. And I mean, pow. It was nitro meets glycerin. And personally, I've been healed boatloads of times. And I'm not, that sounds weird, but I have been. I mean, it just works. I can't explain it. And so I just really feel that we're stepping into something here in this new year. And Victor had the word, greater heights. And people need to be shown this stuff. And if they walk in the room, they can be healed. I mean, we've seen it in here already. But I'm talking about in a whole different line, a whole different level. And to where, I mean, a while back I challenged Pastor Jason. I said, you never know, I might come in here with my hand maced up from a cow. And you're the guy I'm going to be looking at to pray for me. I've done that before. And see, I think that's also part of what goes on in American church. And that's what I was excited about with speaking with Rachel today over there in Kenya. That we're trying to cultivate an atmosphere where God is free. And He can come and go and do His thing, and people can jump up and do wild stuff. And in the midst of all that, people can get healed. Whether by laying on hands or just because God shows up. I've been healed both ways. I've had God, as I shared, just flat lay me out and you coast to a stop in the dirt. No man touches you, and you get up healed. I've also had people lay hands on me, and I've been healed. I've also had people come up and just start to lay hands, and the presence of God is so strong it knocks me clean over backwards. And that's what, in that conversation with her, that's what I want to see in here. I want to see people come in. I want to see the glory of God, whatever it looks like. I'm not hung up on signs and wonders. I don't need 50 of them. But at the same time, I want to see the God that does them. And when people come in here, they know there's something different. Because out and about in this land, you're hard-pressed to hear anything at Pentecost. We were in a Pentecostal church the other night. We actually got to shout some. It was good. The only problem was they're denominationally bound. And I'm not going to mention names, but the preaching was good. We were right up there shouting and jumping and going for it because it was good Pentecostal Holy Ghost preaching. But they're denominational bound. And that's what I still want to see happen in here, because that's the vision God gave me, was for this place where everybody does their thing and I can just shut up. So we just got to drag Colleen up front every now and then. That doesn't have to happen. She usually does it on her own. She gets up and takes off. We appreciate that. And so anyway, right now God's still working with a small group. I know there's people that simply aren't coming anymore, and that's okay too, because there's boatloads that simply follow Jesus no more. The cost was too great.
Or they're just doing something else now.
Sometimes they're doing something else. But anyway, I just wanted to say I think God's going to open and do some wild stuff in this coming year in this place with us. We're going to be the hands and feet. We're going to be the vessels that get used. Not because we know something, just simply because we're available. Here am I, Lord, use me.
Amen.
And that's, I don't know, that was a freebie that just came to me. But this video right here builds right into last week about serving God, going hard. David Wilkerson again, it's really good.